Dogman? As most of you know, Dr. Curious and I have formed the habit of welcoming each month's full moon by filming a short video documenting moonrise. At such times, we often take additional video footage, which I use to illustrate one of my original horror stories. We were returning from filming the ripe, full, super harvest moon when a jackrabbit dashed across the road in front of our car. Now, don't let the name rabbit fool you. These critters are large hares capable of leaping or bouncing 20 or 30 feet in a single bound. Well, this one was a bounder. It flashed across the road so fast, I didn't even have time to tap the brakes. But I slammed on the brakes when I saw what was chasing Jack. It was moving incredibly fast, like a blur, but I was still able to make out a number of the creature's features. For starters, it was big. I'm going to say at least 8 feet in height, but it might have been bigger, much bigger. And in spite of the relative darkness, I could see the thing was covered with fur, silver gray fur, which made me think of a timber wolf. And it did have a canine, or should I say lupine, cast of features. Long, dark snout, pointed ears, claws, paws, but no tail. But its one feature I will never forget was its eyes. They were bright yellow, glowing like a burning flame. They took a quick glance towards us, a glance full of hatred. And then the thing was gone, following the jackrabbit, its prey, its dinner, into the bushes along a nearby storm channel. Did you see that thing? I yelled. But Dr. Curious said, "Keep driving." If only we could get video of that for our channel. Keep driving. Where do you think it went? Just drive. The tone told me to do as I was told. I drove home quickly. Back at Chateau Curious, we had a spirited discussion as to what we had seen. We both agreed that the creature didn't have the broad bulk of a Sasquatch, and it was too big and covered with thick gray fur to be the rake. So that leaves a werewolf or dogman. There was a full, ripe, super harvest moon hanging overhead, which suggests werewolf. But something keeps whispering, "Dogman, Dogman." Something keeps whispering Dogman to me. For starters, I didn't hear any howling, and the thing we saw had those gleaming yellow eyes. Dogmen have yellow eyes, right? Right? Although I have heard that some have pale blue eyes, like those of a human being. Come to think of it, Dr. Curious has pale blue eyes. Never mind. There is another possibility, of course, that it was all just an hallucination. But I think we can throw that one out. Both Dr. Curious and I are reliable witnesses, right? Right? But what do you think, dear listeners? Did we see a werewolf or dogman? Or was it something else? Or was it all in our minds? Please share your thoughts in the comments below. But for right now, Dr. Curious is giving up her early morning walk, which takes her right past the spot where we saw the Werewolf / Dogman. And she goes walking at 6 in the morning when it's still pitch dark up here in the far north. But it's too bad we couldn't have got the thing on video. It would have made a sense. Never mind. If this is your first visit to my channel, please consider subscribing. My name is Warren, and I write and tell original ghost stories and original horror stories featuring such cryptids as the Night Floaters, werewolves, and the Black-Eyed Children. So, again, please consider subscribing. Please help me to reach my goal of 2,500 subs. Till midnight. Cheers. The images used in today's video are courtesy of Dr. Curious, while the music was Unseen Horrors by that patron of the internet, Kevin MacLeod.